Hello, listeners. Welcome to today's episode where we'll explore the intriguing story called Mia's Laboratory Secret. We'll walk through the plot, break down useful vocabulary, and discuss the life lessons we can draw from Mia's adventure. Are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. I'm excited to discuss how curiosity, a little fear, and a surprising twist all come together in Mia's story. Let's start by unpacking the key moments and see what we can learn.
Let's set the scene. Mia knows her father has a mysterious lab, but he always locks the door and never shares what he's working on. What do you think is going through Mia's mind at this point?
I think she feels both curious and left out. It's natural for children to wonder about secrets, especially when they're so close to home. Her imagination probably runs wild, picturing all sorts of unusual experiments.
Exactly, and that curiosity sets the stage for everything that follows. It reminds me of how, as kids, we sometimes worry about things we don't fully understand.
Moving on, there's that night when Mia hears a scary, evil laugh coming from the lab. She's so frightened that she rushes back to her room. How does this moment drive the story forward?
That moment really raises the stakes. The strange noise makes her imagination go wild. Maybe she thinks her dad is working on something dangerous. It's a classic example of how fear can sometimes make things seem worse than they are.
Absolutely, and it also builds suspense for the reader. We're left wondering what's actually happening behind that locked door.
The next night, Mia's friend Liz visits. Mia shares her worries, and Liz suggests sneaking into the laboratory. How does Liz's presence change Mia's attitude?
Liz gives Mia courage. Sometimes having a friend by your side makes you brave enough to face your fears. Liz sees it as an adventure, and that positive energy pushes Mia to agree, even though she's still nervous.
That's such a good point. Friends can help us see scary situations as opportunities for discovery instead of just danger.
So the girls find the lab door unlocked and sneak inside. The room is dark, and there's a strange chemical smell. Suddenly, they hear that creepy laugh again. Why does this moment feel so intense?
It's the combination of the unknown, the darkness, and their active imaginations. Their senses are on high alert. The evil laugh, in particular, makes them think there might be a monster lurking. It's a classic suspense moment.
Right, and it shows how our minds can trick us into believing the worst when we're afraid.
When Mia's father turns on the lights, the tension breaks. Instead of a monster, he reveals a pretty doll that laughs. It was meant for Mia's birthday. How does this twist affect the story's message?
It completely flips the story from scary to heartwarming. The evil laugh wasn't evil at all, it was just a toy. It's a powerful reminder that things aren't always what they seem, and sometimes our fears are based on misunderstandings.
Exactly, and it shows how surprises can sometimes come from the most unexpected places.
Let's move on to some useful vocabulary and idioms from the story. For example, what does the word laboratory mean, and how is it different from the word office?
A laboratory is a place for scientific experiments, not just paperwork like an office. For example, scientists test new medicines in a laboratory, but they write reports in an office.
Great! Here's another. Run wild. What does it mean in this context?
It means to let your imagination go crazy. If I say my thoughts run wild, it means I'm imagining all sorts of possibilities, often without much evidence.
Let's continue. What about stakes? The story says the stakes are raised. What does that mean?
It means the situation becomes more serious or risky. For example, if you're playing a game and the prize gets bigger, the stakes are higher.
And how about on high alert?
It means being very aware and ready for something to happen. Like during a thunderstorm, you might be on high alert for lightning.
Let's do a few more. What does raise the stakes mean outside of games?
It can mean making any situation more important or risky. For example, telling a secret to someone you just met raises the stakes in your friendship.
And flip the story?
To flip the story means to change the situation completely. For instance, if you think someone is angry, but they're actually planning a surprise for you, the story flips. Now, let's connect Mia's experience to real life. Have you ever let fear or imagination make a situation seem worse than it was?
Definitely. I once thought I lost an important document, and I panicked. But later, I found it in my bag. Just like Mia, my mind created a bigger problem than reality. The lesson is to check the facts before worrying too much.
That's a valuable takeaway. Sometimes what we fear is just an opportunity for a pleasant surprise.
To our listeners, have you ever been curious about something only to find out it wasn't as scary or mysterious as you imagined?
Share your story with us. It's always interesting to hear how curiosity and courage can lead to unexpected discoveries. That brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed learning with us and found the story both fun and meaningful.
Keep being curious and don't let fear stop you from exploring new things, including learning English. Remember, every mistake is a chance to learn. See you next time, and happy studying!